Happy Monday to you, or whatever day you're consuming this. God, it's been quite a week. We had Elon Musk on SNL. I mean, it's exactly what you expected. Prices are rising and comedy is dead. So Brian Moreno Show is here. Season 2. That was a bad strike. We got to get that down. That's a little Roberto, like that's bad.
Yeah.
If you're watching this on YouTube, which is the best way to consume this, because the visuals and I guess that's the only reason.
Yeah, that's about it. We're flawless audio-wise. Except for, us.
Oh, my goodness. Welcome to the Brian Moreno Show, Season 2. I am your host and namesake, Brian Moreno. Actor, comedian, director, investor, card collector. If I had to sum up the last week since I've been on air, I don't even know where I would start. I don't even know. I think last time I was here, I predicted the rise and fall of DOGECOIN. We're currently at about 44 cents, high of 71. Elon Musk was on SNL. A couple people commented and thought, first off, nobody likes Saturday Night Live anymore. Like, I really or it's the popular sentiment to hate on Saturday Night Live. Whether you watch it or not, I get it. It's a hard gig to write sketches constantly, but also to write a sketch and know when to end it, it's really difficult. Because a lot of those sketches drag on, and I'm just giving you a little inside baseball here in comedy. But yeah, the show may have been unwatchable, as many of those shows are. I'd have to say I was impressed with Elon. Getting up there, at least trying. Did you watch the episode?
I did not.
No, it's fine. I did. Because, not only because I talked about it, and I had to see what he was going to do with Dogecoin. I had to. I was very curious. And if you didn't watch the SNL, just watch the monologue. Just watch the opening monologue. That's all you need. But Elon, he said, and I get asked a lot about cryptocurrency. I get taught a lot about cryptocurrency from people who are much smarter than me. All the time. And I'm learning on a daily basis. And there are some days when I am much stronger in mind and body behind some of these cryptocurrencies than other days. Yeah, you're going to find a lot of volatility. But there was one thing that Elon did during the episode that I wanted to clarify to some of you. During Weekend Update, he tried to explain what Doge was. And he, in essence, was just reading what it says on Coinbase. As a robot, in his robotic, tone. And he closed it by saying it was all a hustle. Which, for investors, that's about the point when Doge, really tanked. I think it was starting to go down during. But today he announced that he was going to fund a mission to a moon satellite, all funded by Doge. And that wasn't enough to bring up the whole industry. And I'm getting texts right now. My phone is just buzzing right now, people asking me, because the whole market is tanking. But this is what I have to tell people. Only invest. And I say this all the time, not as a fiduciary or anything. I am simply somebody who sometimes has done well in investments. More times than not. But I have failed tremendously. And I've lost tremendously in cryptocurrencies. So the ones I'm backing now, just to be very clear, if anyone wants to know, I am fully Ethereum. I really believe it will be valued more than Bitcoin one day. There's another one, ADA. You can find these on Coinbase. I would say these are good investments to hold. But this is coming from a guy who also collects cards and invests in cards heavily. And some of them have worked out. A lot of them aren't. It's very stiff toilet paper. I want to be clear, though, what Elon said on on SNL about cryptocurrencies. He did keep making the point that cryptocurrency it's exactly as real as the money in your wallet. The one thing that I try to explain to people and try to make it clear to them is that the money in your wallet, now that the government has printed so much, the money in your wallet is going to start to lose value. If you have $100, what it's worth is not going to be the same as what it was worth just a year ago. And in 2 years, as this money continues to circulate, the price of gas is going to go up. The price of your corn is going to go up. The price of your chicken is going to double. Everything. So the value of your dollar is going to be less. So you have to put your money somewhere that is at least going to appreciate at equal or a greater rate than what your dollar would lose as cash. So you have to find safe places for it. Is the stock market that? Most financial advisors would tell you, yeah. But things like real estate, even investment like cars, like old trucks, they hold value. Like if you buy it for, say, and this is an example, like a mint restored, like a nice old truck for, say, like $25,000. In 2-3 years, it's probably still going to be worth at least that $25,000. So at least your money hasn't depreciated. I mean, you can't go get into a wreck.
Yeah.
There are some factors involved. So this is as sometimes a sound investor, this is why I tell people you have to put your money into places right now because actual cash is going to lose value. And that's a scary, scary thought.
So what would happen if cash lost value, but you're throwing your cash in cryptocurrency?
Well, if the crypto is increasing at a rate higher than what the depreciation is, you're gaining money. But it all depends. Not all cryptocurrency goes up. So that's something that you have to take in mind. You need to put it into things that are secure and things that are used, things that are real. I can't say it enough. And I must say, this show is nothing. And I'm getting the format down once again, but the show is nothing. With that man you hear behind the microphone, Roberto Alhumada, director, producer, all-around wonderful guy. You should make a cheering noise for yourself. You should, I don't know if you know how to do that. But then also, the people who make this show go, who send me things, whether it be products or pieces of advice to make the show better, I appreciate it tremendously. If you like the show, subscribe, share, comment. Also, if you have a product that you want to get in front of thousands of people sometimes tens of thousands of people, send it my way. If I like it, I only put the things on that I like. And this, I love, Amon Tequila. Ladies and gentlemen, this is one of the finest tequilas I have drank in a long time, and I know we all want to have that new cool thing that other people don't, especially when it comes to something like alcohol. Especially when a lot of people are drinking it at home more lately. I highly suggest Amon Tequila. Also, I want to give a lot of love and credit to Traeger Grills.
Absolutely.
Traeger Grills, they during pandemic, they had sent me a smoker. They are actually going to be sending me another smoker. We're going to do a whole opening, a bunch of content, a bunch of Traeger content. I've gotten quite nice behind the Traeger. But if you didn't catch our last episode, the smoking episode with Master Smoker Dustin Bart, go back, check it out. Dustin's got a lot of good stories. A man who I really believe sometimes in life, like we fight to where we want to be. Some people say that's destiny, but other people they will it. And I believe he was not only destined to be a great smoker, he willed it. And for that, I appreciate him, and I think what he's doing, smoking is wonderful. I'm going to try to get him back here. I'm going to try to have him teach me some stuff on the Traeger. But definitely look out for that. Also, Alpha Dog Poo Bags, Vapor Brothers. These people have been wonderful. I'm going to get some new shirts on the website. For those who ask and constantly wonder, my Alien movie is getting very close. Very close. It's not like anything any of you have ever seen. And when I call myself a director, this is why. I got in a little bit over my head with this project. I will tell you from the initial idea. But that being said, I think it's something that the world will enjoy. Shoestring budget. We made it from, and I'm still bootstrapping the whole thing by the hair of my chinny chin chin. And the product, some people have liked, other people have not. But that being said, in all fairness, sometimes when you have a piece of art, whatever you're doing, when you have a piece of work, whatever you're doing, a lot of times the excitement takes over. And we prematurely show people before we should, because we are excited. As I think I may have with the movie a couple times. It has come a long way, though, in the last 2 years. And for those of you who don't know, it's about the rating of Area 51. We took a couple campers out there, a sprinter, stayed 3 nights, recorded an event that may never happen again in America. Like, I don't know. People are hungry for live events. People really seem to be hungry for live events. I just don't know after this summer how much money people are going to be making to go to these live events. No,
that's true. But I mean, honestly, it was pretty bare bones. If they do it again like that, I think they can have another one.
Well, it was very bare bones. I would say it's exceptionally bare bones. I think after the movie comes out, there might be more desire to do it again. I don't think right now, I think the desire would be very low to go back out to Area 51. And I did. I got all the way up to the gates. So did Roberto. He took some photos. He took some wonderful photos of me in front of the gates.
Right in front of Brian breaking down.
Yeah, this week a lot. Wait, hold on. This also happened this week. Did you hear Bill and Melinda Gates getting divorced?
I did not.
Yes, Bill and Melinda. This is going to be, let me see. I need to see what the value of that divorce is going to be. But Bill Gates, now, they have been married. Wow. See, I'm only fascinated with the Bill and Melinda story because I don't know anyone this rich. So when you're at that level, that echelon of money, I wonder what's the straw that breaks the camel's back. Because it's not like Melinda was sitting home alone, right? She has a staff of 35 there with her all the time. It's not like she couldn't, she didn't have friends. Like when you say I'm going to donate whatever and have your own foundation, there are people who are looking to be your friends all the time. So she wasn't alone. And right now I'm seeing on the front of the New York Post that if you want to put this on the screen, this is hilarious. It says, Bill Gates known for womanizing naked pool parties. For womanizing and naked pool. Like, I guess he's known for those two things. Now, I would have to say, I would like to know what the straw was that broke the camel's back. Like the moment when they said no more. Because, in my mind, I visualize, Melinda finds out that Bill created a virus to kill half of the population, but the virus ends up not being as potent as initially thought. So he creates an RNA vaccine to finish the job off.
I'm taking away your Reddit account.
In my mind, that's why she's divorcing him. But now, I pull up the New York Post and I see that he went to naked pool parties and was a womanizer. I say you divorce anyone who's a womanizer, you divorce. I'm all for divorcing womanizers.
100%.
But if you're just hanging out and a naked pool party breaks out, you're one of the top 5 richest people. That kind of stuff happens when you're living in the clouds. Sure. Not the people I hang out with. But I know there are people where naked pool parties break out, no problemo.
Yeah, it's not uncommon. It's maybe happened 3 times.
In your life?
Yeah.
0 for me. Zero. No, I mean, I've seen naked people in the pool, but these were like naked pool parties where it's just like, hey, you know, just naked here, dumping in the pool. Like people got wasted, took their clothes off, jumped in the pool. Like, it's so cold. You know, like it was very not, you know.
Because what categorizes a naked pool party then? Because that's essentially my experience of the 3 times. So how do we break that down?
Well, no, I mean, if you're worth as much as Bill and Melinda Gates, I mean, these pool parties are wild. Like, there's butt cheeks everywhere. There's all kinds of skin that's normally covered, exposed, and it's just like laissez-faire, like no big deal. That's why, I mean, if you're that rich, it happens. Like, she can't divorce him for just that. Like, no, I think there's a world like Bill, not again with world domination. I just can't take it. It's been 35 years of world domination. I don't need to hear it anymore. We're done. This is done. If you want to go kill half of the world's population, go do it without my support.
Yeah, no more Reddit.
That's how I visualize it going down. And this week, another I want to get laid kind of talk. Well, no, I mean, this fascinates me because it comes into my world, my comedy world. Now, earlier this week, Ben Affleck was who was
that?
Ben Affleck. Wasn't that what's that guy? Ben Affleck is he called him on this. Okay. So earlier in the week, if you didn't hear this story, Ben, there's a dating app for celebrities called Raya. I've been to, so fuck them. Fuck, because I was denied by Raya. Like, they did not accept my application. It was some time ago, but either way, like, I'm still like, come on. Like, really? My hair was shorter at the time. I looked good at the time.
And you had to go to Tinder.
It was a very different Brian. No. I have to say, I'm sure, you know, the celebrity dating app is a wonderful place and all, but the amount of egos and fakeness, my God, I couldn't imagine. But earlier in the week, there's this, I guess she was a comedian. I'm friends with her on Facebook, not on Instagram or anything, but she matched with Ben Affleck on Raya, sees his account, and is like, nah, it's a fake, unmatches him. He finds her on some TikTok or Instagram, hits her up, and he's like, what up, Navina? Why you unmatch me? It's really me. He's on the video, and she does a TikTok of this video, puts it out. I'm not going to give the play like this is, but I mean, this is her. If you want to pull her up, this is her. This is her. Okay. She's got now 53,000 followers on Instagram. She had before this maybe 15, you know, so she's really, you know, she jumped up about 40,000. Okay. So this is probably the biggest thing that's happened to her comedy career. So she posts this. She was kind of getting called out a little bit for posting the Ben Affleck thing. Then she starts kind of blowing up, which I don't knock, you know, don't knock the player or the game. Like that's how it is. But what I think is most hilarious is if there's one person who I think knows how to work the media and knows how to change the narrative, I believe it's Ben Affleck. I mean, that guy, you know, been in and out of relationships. He's had drunken spills. He's, you know, I think if I'm not mistaken, you know, he's been in and out of, I think he went to a rehab even for alcohol, but it never really stuck. Like a lot of people when they go to rehab and they're never able to shake that. I've always been so impressed with Ben Affleck, how he's able to change the narrative. This week, Navina story comes out, right? Then all of a sudden, pull it up on the screen. We find out today, Jennifer Lopez and motherfucking Ben Affleck spent several days together in Montana. It says it's all been quick and intense, but Jennifer is happy. Woo! There's one person who knows how to change the narrative. It's Ben Affleck. Okay?
I mean, I'd love to see the SAG contracts on that job.
Oh my goodness. I got to tell you, Corona has definitely, you can get that off. You can get that off. Enough of Corona's, when it comes to relationships, I think Corona has made a lot of people realize that I need to be in search of people that make me happy as opposed to just relationships. So a lot of people have gone back to the well, to people that they've stayed friends with, for people who they were either just friends with the whole time. I think it balanced it a little bit more, the Corona did, like people's value system. And I think with the bad press for Jennifer Lopez and A-Rod, because A-Rod goes and sneaks off with some blonde hussy, breaks up with J-Lo, or J-Lo breaks up. Either way, A-Rod looks like the stud.
As he does.
Ben Affleck is on Raya? What? He doesn't just have somebody can be like, what? He's on Raya and then gets posted by an open mic comedian? Oh, that's swinging down. Ben Affleck can't be seen as, this is an Oscar winner. Two-time, thank you, Roberto. Two-time Oscar winner. Hitting up an open mic why'd you unmatch me? What? So yeah, you got to change the narrative. What up, J-Lo? Let's roll out to Montana. Things are beautiful this time of year. Oh, Ben, you're so funny, Ben. Because J-Lo might have not even heard of it. Her assistant is probably too scared to tell her of this story, Oh, shit. We tell Jennifer. Oh, no, don't take. Just let her go. Just let her go.
They started working 8-hour days.
Yeah. Now. Yeah. So I found that. Extremely, close to home. The degrees of separation between me and Ben just get smaller and smaller. And like I say, I'm only friends with her on Facebook. I'm sure we've met, but I don't recall. Oh, and the other thing, and this is a reoccurring theme for me, the Jake Paul. Let me see if I can. Okay. Watch this. Yeah. Let's get this up on the screen. This was right after this. Oh, look at this. Jake Paul and Mayweather. Look at, oof. I know it's grainy Bigfoot video. Let me see if I can. So here's, this is, yeah, let's see if we can get this up here. Jake Paul starts squaring off, just a little yip yap, Mayweather, and does an I gotcha hat. I got your hat. Snatches the hat off Mayweather's head. Now, if there's one thing that I make very clear, I never jumped on the MMA bandwagon. I'm never going to pretend because Joe Rogan or someone else likes something that I like something. I'm going to give it to you how, and I've always loved, if two grown adults are going to fight, I like to see them standing up. It's kind of just a rule of thumb for me. It's a little more graceful. There's a little more class to the fighting, I suppose, than being on the ground and rolling around.
Yeah, because it's that simple.
I mean, yeah, it's definitely not the strongest case I've ever made for boxing, but a lot of what happened in boxing is there was no villain. As much as Bob Arum and Don King totally screwed up professional boxing because there was no centralized title. It was very convoluted on who was actually champion and why they were champion and who they had to fight. And that totally ruined boxing. Changed everything. It allowed for MMA to come in with someone strong, some strong leader like Dana White. That being said, the sweet science of boxing, I also believe, has lacked a lot of talent because there's 2 or 3 heavyweight champions of the world that probably play in the NFL right now. And they just never boxed. Because, it was less lucrative. There was less access to it. Boxing went through, it still goes through a lot about brain damage. If you see, the amount of shaking that it does to the brain and CTE. I don't know if studies have been done comparing UFC, MMA, things like that, like in the brain damage. But I know boxing went through a very, very big loss of talent because of that. The thing is, the NFL at the time, when they were losing the talent, no one knew that the NFL was like going through 35 car wrecks every Sunday. In about 2.5 hours, you're getting 35 car wrecks.
I think the NFL's worst, if I believe.
It is. That's why it's 35 car wrecks and 2 every Sunday, 16 times. Yeah. So that's why there will be more people that box. It's just, will the best talent be boxers? I don't know. But what boxing has also been missing is a good villain. It has. Because, as much as I tell you, we need guys like Jake Paul, guys who accept the role of being a villain. Not everyone in sports has the skin to be a villain. LeBron James was considered a villain for a while. He couldn't take it. Hated it. Not everyone can be the villain, and you need villains. You need people who can relish in these roles of being disliked. And coming from a professional, it's hard to be disliked. Not that I'm disliked, but I know those who do, and it still hurts.
Everybody loves Brian.
Oh, I know that's not true, but the people who don't like me, either I understand why or I don't really like them either, so it's fine. I have to say, I will try to do this twice a week so that some of the stories aren't, so that we can continue. But I'm trying to make it more of a conscious stream of thought. For those who ask me questions privately, I do hear them, and I'm trying to explain things as best as possible. Doing this kind of solo format is it's not just new for me. It's a learning experience like anything else. And that's why I thank Roberto Alhumada. I thank Amon Tequila, the Dodgers. God, they need to. And, we'll get more into the sports. I'm going to do some cards and trading, some of the things that I'm very passionate about. But we're going to do those on the side. Every Monday at least, you're going to find me here. Please make sure to subscribe, share, like. We can't do it without all of you. I am Brian Moreno. This is the Brian Moreno Show, Season 2. Fade to black. Fade to black.